Okay, guys.
All right,
here
we ready?
You ready? One,
Okay.
2, 3.
All right. I'm getting the little swirly
I was too.
startup thing.
I'm getting the fox. Are you getting the fox now?
I'm getting the fox.
Not yet. I'm not getting the fox yet. I'm going to be a few seconds behind you guys.
George.
Okay. Contains tobacco depictions. Ooh-wee.
Well,
That's a bit of a stretch for them to assume
death sticks.
that the death sticks are made of tobacco.
They're not.
I'm sorry, Disney. Change your warning. I don't think that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Can I say a thing I'm feeling very strongly right now?
Yeah.
I wish I would have washed my vest before this started. Because it was still smelling a little gamey from the last time I put on a show.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Worse by the minute.
There is unrest in the Galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave the Republic. This separatist movement, under the leadership of the mysterious Count Dooku, has made it difficult for the limited number of Jedi Knights to maintain peace and order in the galaxy. Are you done? No, there's more. Senator Amidala, the former queen, Yas Queen of Naboo, is returning to the Galactic Senate to vote on the critical issue of creating an army of the Republic to assist the overwhelmed Jedi. These Jedi, they didn't sign up for this kind of workload. They're overwhelmed. Can we get an army to help take some of the strain off of these noble Jedi warriors? That's the question we start out with. In this feature film, shot entirely in what was it called?
What?
1080p?
1080p.
1080p.
1080p. Look at those ships. They're flying down toward a planet. They're doing loop-de-loops, and they're all kinds of cocky flying tricks. Now, the first lines are always crucial lines of dialogue. They set the tone for the whole movie. We've had the crawl. Senator, we're making our final approach into Coruscant. Very good, Lieutenant. Things are going well. Everything is going well so far. We're at Coruscant, which is a bustling city planet. There's clouds, so you get that nice cloud cover. Everyone is having a great time. The audience is thinking, I guess there's not going to be a lot of conflict in this movie because
maybe this one they should have called it Star Peace, you know?
Yeah. They're landing. It's exactly as it should be. All is well in the universe. All is well in the galaxy. The audience is being lulled into a false sense of security. A droid is beeping. They're walking downstairs. R2 is being lowered by another robot that's part of the ship. People are taking off their helmets. They're saying, we made it.
Like a warm bath. Let me kick back, relax in this stuff.
There was, I guess I was wrong. There was no danger at all, and then a giant explosion.
Oh my God.
I guess the Star Wars are still going strong because that was an act of war. How stupid does that guy have to feel? He looked around and said, I guess I was wrong. There was no danger at all.
He must feel even dumber than like if a president got in front of the American people and said, we have it contained, it's airtight, it's going to go down to 0 in just a couple weeks. By April, it'll be gone with the warmer weather.
It'll go away like a miracle.
It'll go away like you're going to see. It's just going to, one day it's just going to go away like a miracle. It's just going to go away.
Oh.
What a beautiful.
People have died. Property has been destroyed. It's a bad day in Coruscant. Now we have Palpatine.
Look at that chair he's got there. That's a good office chair. You know, that's a chair that belongs behind it.
That's a chair for a man with back issues.
Oh, he's old. Look, he's aged a lot since the last movie. Look at him.
Here's one way that you know that he's a baddie is because he's got a good chair. And look how far up everybody else is having to sit on these little dumpy chairs.
I know.
Like, look at that. Mace Windu and Yoda, none of them are comfortable.
No.
That's a power move. You make them sit in a little dumpy chair.
That's why they're all leaning forward, because they're like, I can't with this thing.
I had a line of dialogue originally, but I thought it tipped my hand too early, which was I had Palpatine say to them, "Those chairs you're on used to be toilets."
Oh,
I had them converted.
Yes.
And they looked around, they were like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And I said, "Rick, let's cut that scene."
Let's cut
And he
it.
said, "Why?" He said, "Why, George? It's perfect." I said, "I know it's perfect. It's too perfect."
Right. And
It's-
you said show, don't tell. And that's why very subtly, if you look in the background, there are little flies buzzing around the chair.
Little toilets. That's what they're on. And I said, you have to kill your younglings when you're making a movie. You have to slaughter your younglings.
You got to kill your younglings.
These guys have weird heads. That's what I wanted. I said, I want the other people to have weird heads. Can you give me weird heads?
Mm.
And they said, whatever you say, sir. And they did it. I said, I want one guy to have a weird big forehead. I said, make the weirdest bald guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a certain form of discrimination in casting. You said weird heads only.
Yeah. And I said, weird heads only with one exception, and his name is Jimmy Smith.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Smith.
I said, I want that LA Law magic. I want that NYPD Blue magic. I want that season 3 of Dexter magic. This was before Dexter, and I knew it.
I have ever seen. I want that trailer for In the Heights magic. Old normal head himself, Jimmy Smith.
If you look up normal head in the dictionary, it's the picture of Jimmy Smith's. His very normal head.
Yes, absolutely.
There's Jar Jar. There's Jar Jar doing his thing.
And here we go. Here's a space elevator.
Ooh, I call it a space evader.
Nice.
George, I want to make sure you guys realize you missed the 2:39 a.m.
Oh.
2:39 a.m. Well, let's go ahead. Tweet it out. Tweet at Disney Plus. Tell them to release all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours with the hashtag May Detours be with you.
May Detours be
Beg them. Talk about how you're trapped inside. Maybe even threaten to go outside. Say, I'm going to go outside and start hugging people if I don't have 39 episodes of Detours to watch on my Disney Plus.
Send them a photo of you with the keys in your hand, like you're like, I'm about to walk out my front door. Even a
GIF. Make a GIF or a TikTok of you jangling those keys.
Jangle them like this, and you're saying, "Look, I've reached the end of Netflix." Like Sarah Nanocheni said, it's like Truman hitting the painted wall. Tweet at Disney Plus. May Detours be with you. Feel free to tag anyone else you want in that tweet.
They shouldn't have called it Disney Plus if they didn't want people to ask for a little more.
No, they got to add.
What's the plus for? Otherwise, they could have just called it Disney.
Yes, because right now it's Disney minus Detours. There's a conspicuous absence of Detours.
Take an image from Oliver Twist. If you can find an image of Oliver Twist with the bowl, and have him say, "Please, sir, may I have Detours?"
But make it a GIF where in one hand he's holding up the bowl, and in the other hand he's holding up the keys and going like this and jingling them. Make it a kind of a dual purpose GIF.
Oh boy, look at this meeting. We will find out who's trying to kill you, Padme.
Unbelievable.
This guy likes her. He likes her. That's the thing. Anakin, he was a little boy, but now he's a tiger beat. He's a teen heartthrob, and she's a woman.
Yes.
She's no longer a young lady. She's a woman. And she doesn't see that little boy from the desert that she called by a feminized nickname. No. She sees a man with a rat tail the size of a foot-long hot dog.
Yeah.
And she's like she's not gonna date One Eye. No, sir. She's gonna go for the man with the rat tail. I filmed so many shots of Anakin just waving around that rat tail. And
Whipping
so many
around.
shots of that. So many shots of that one-eyed guy who was wrong before. What's that guy's name?
The one-eyed guy who was wrong?
Captain Typo.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Typo?
Typo.
Captain Typo?
He's your own character,
That's-
George.
I know, but that's the joke. His name is Captain Typo, and it's spelled typo. That's a typo. And all he does is make mistakes. He made a mistake when he lost his eye.
Yeah.
He shot a lightsaber through his eye,
Yeah.
and he was cleaning one of the Jedi's lightsabers, and it went off, and he lost his eye. He's the guy who got off the plane and said, I guess I was wrong. I guess there isn't any danger. 2 seconds before the goddamn explosion.
This guy's a fucking rube.
Officer Typo.
I just want to point out we just spoke through Jar Jar Binks' only dialogue scene in this movie.
No! 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 Hold on. Why can't I get... No!
Second installment
No!
of the trilogy. And we spoke
Was that his only line forever now?
I think so. I think he's done.
Oh, no! I can't believe it. It
George,
doesn't matter.
oh boy.
They should call me George.
Now this scene is very scary because Padme is just trying to take a little sleep, as one does. She's got two security guards outside her door. She thinks she's safe, but there's a thing she's not thinking about, which is space centipedes.
I'll tell you why this scene is probably my least favorite scene of this whole watch-a-thon. It's because 20 hours from now, I'm going to be thinking about how she got to go to sleep.
Yes.
And I'm going to be thinking, I wish I was her, space centipede or not. I take a swarm. I take a whole litter of space centipedes.
I would
right
sleep
now.
on a bed made
Shut up.
full of space centipedes if that's what would give me the sleep release of sleep.
Oh boy, you look tired. That's what Ben. I mean, I don't sleep well anymore. This film's a nightmare for this.
I know. I hate
Like,
it.
it's the best film, but so far half the scenes are about whether or not people are sleeping.
You're
I don't
right.
know if that's. I don't know why I keep dreaming about her. This film is an insomniac's nightmare because all they talk about for the first 30 minutes of Attack of the Clones is who's sleeping, who's not, and whether or not someone else is going to sleep later. Oh my God. Is that just, I'm starting to wonder whether this is the film I wrote or whether I'm already so sleepy that I'm just translating into sleep deprived dialogue.
Do you think about that? How like we are so far away from getting to go to sleep that it actually feels abstract at this point?
I tell you what, though, this should have been called Asleep of the Clones. Or maybe it could have called it Attack of the Clones or You Snooze, You Lose.
Oh, that's good.
I do regret that I didn't make more of the Star Wars movies have a second title, like an or. I think that would have been fun.
George, I got to say, our mutual friend Ron Howard, close friend of both of ours, who has been texting me in real time while this has been going on, said, I missed this text at the time. This was sent a little while ago. I tune in, and it's George explaining ass to the lone female box in your chat. You are 2 of 30 hours in.
Again, my response to him is, direct your ire to Mr. Darren Aronofsky. All I was doing was conveying a message of what one filmmaker had done.
Sure.
You are contacting the wrong filmmaker if you have a complaint.
Hey guys, can I give you another name?
Please.
Yes.
This is another donation.
Yes. Also, there have been 69 tweets with the Detours hashtag so far.
Hey.
That's hilarious.
The name is Lauren Damon, Damon.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Let me just say this quickly. 69 tweets. Who's orchestrating this campaign? Darren Aronofsky. noted sex freak Darren Aronofsky.
Allegedly, guys. Put the allegedly in there.
He's a sex freak. I saw that Noah movie. He put two of every species on the boat for a reason, so they could have a little bit of sex with each other.
Right.
Lauren,
and he made a movie.
Lauren
He made a movie called. You see it on screen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to put it up.
Waiting for the name. He made a movie called what, George?
He made a movie called Mother, and The Phantom Menace has Shmi Skywalker, a mother.
Yeah. Hey, knowing
I
Darren
can't
Aronofsky.
Stop stealing my stuff. At least when Disney steals my stuff, they pay me billions of dollars.
Hey, knowing Darren Aronofsky, I'm surprised he stopped there calling the movie Mother. Didn't call it Motherfucker. That sex freak.
Uh-oh.
He's a sex freak.
Watto, be careful.
I'm talking about his movies. I don't know nothing about his personal life, but the movies.
Get rid of the E in Lauren and put an apostrophe there.
Okay.
Get rid of the O in Damon and put an apostrophe there.
Yeah.
Get rid of the A in Damon and put an apostrophe there.
And get rid of the A and the U in Lauren and replace them with two apostrophes. So every vowel should be.
That's it. That's the stuff.
Wait, hang on. You just wanted an apostrophe, not a quotes thing in between L and R.
No, that's what I asked for.
Those are two apostrophes. Those are two
That's exactly what I asked for. No, my work, Patrick.
Oh, okay.
No notes.
And it's a little it's a footworm.
It's a footworm.
It's a little footworm. It's a worm that eats feet.
Oh God! And Padme is so lucky they didn't even try to sneak into her bedroom because it would be too late for her feet.
You know who has footworms is Ben Quaderneros.
Mm. Yes, it's true.
They are the bane of his existence.
He hates them. He hates to see them.
All right, good car chasing going on. I like this. It's fast. It's swervy and curvy. That's what I like in a car chase.
I just got an email from a friend saying, "Hope you had fun on the stream," like past tense.
Tell them that it is not even close to being done.
Absolutely not.
Just looking to see. I just got an email from the Disney Movie Club, which I'm a member, saying, "Celebrate the biggest day in the galaxy, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you." They got a merchandise bundle for Rise of Skywalker available. You can order that. All kinds of Star Wars titles available.
Hey, George, a serious no bits question. I might need to message you when this live stream is over because you have to buy a certain minimum of this from the Disney Movie Club on a monthly basis, right?
No, there's a point where you achieve a minimum. Like you meet your quota, and then you can just buy at will.
Well, even so, in that case, I mean, there are some titles I would love to buy through you.
Hey, Watto, have you seen those Callaways?
What?
Those Callaways?
What are you talking about?
Is that some variation on D's nuts?
No. It's a Disney
what is
movie.
this?
It's a Disney movie.
What? Are you ask me if I've seen both of these?
No, it's a movie.
Both of these? Is that what you're going to say here? Amanda Hug and Kiss? Are you going to say there's an Amanda Hug and Kiss on the line? Come on, laugh on camera. Don't be a coward. Do not shrink away with your laughter.
It's a movie you can get through the Disney Movie Club. It's on Disney Plus.
Bullshit. I don't believe you. You're trying to trick me into saying this title, and then once I do, it will sound like I like testicles. That is what you are trying to do. I know this trick. I created
Don't
this
fall
trick.
for it, Watto. Don't fall for it. Hey, Patrick, have you seen those Callaways?
No, George, I haven't.
Callaway's these nuts.
Callaways are testicles, and that's the trick. Hey, Patrick, do you like those Callaways?
Yeah, George, I do.
How would you feel if I told you the Callaways are actually testicles? Now, do you still like Callaways? It's fine if you do.
Not as much. Not as much.
This is why he is the man who wrote the most successful joke of all time. Because you see the elegance with which he tricked you.
Ugh.
You look like a fool now.
Watto,
These aren't the Callaways you're looking for.
Mm.
Watto, it's a movie from the 60s starring a young Tom Skerritt.
No, it's not. It is a devious trick by producer Patrick. It does not exist. God, come on, give me your fake synopsis and your fake cast list.
It's about a family who lives in a log cabin who wants to start up like a pheasant hunting club.
This sounds perfect.
I'm just
That
saying.
sounds like a perfect film.
I'm just saying, if you need a suggestion for a Blu-ray to get through there, you can get it.
Well, and this is what I have to say. I agree with George. It sounds like a perfect film for these Callaways.
George, you're gonna miss seeing your friends Anthony and Ahmed in the bar,
And also Elon Sleazebagano,
and also Elon Sleazebagano.
Death Stick Stealer. How you doing, George?
Oh,
You
boy.
look a little bit low.
No, I'm just enjoying the movie. Good God, what are we doing?
With our
This movie is
lives,
perfect.
it is
No,
a
this
perfect.
movie. I'm sorry I got lost in this movie, but we created a world.
Yes,
I mean, that's the truth. I'm not going to mince my words. We created a world.
we did. You can't
and-
argue.
Something happened. I lost the movie. It went away for a second.
Oh no, George.
They tried to make me watch the Skywalker saga,
Nope.
and now I have to find the time code for Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
Do you
boy.
want Watto to describe
No,
what's
no.
happening in the movie to you, George?
Okay, so Anakin
Yeah.
is pacing the joint. He's looking around the bar. We just saw our friends Anthony Daniels and Ahmed Batt, and this lady kind of went like, And now Elon Sleazebagano is trying to sell Obi-Wan some death sticks, and Obi-Wan's like, a force trick very much. And he's making him realize that he doesn't want to be doing any of the things that he's doing with his life. And here is Zam Wessel, and she's just sauntering through the bar, looking for a fight, looking for a little bit of a gunfight. And Anakin's also looking through. The scene very much feels indebted to William Friedkin's Cruising, because they're both just cruising through this bar in Coruscant, looking for danger. One is looking to avoid it, one is looking to cause it. And Zam Wessel sticks out her hand with her little blaster gun, pew, 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 pew. And Anakin doesn't know, and Obi-Wan doesn't know, and Obi-Wan turns around, and boom! Lightsaber.
And that's Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, but he's wearing a flesh costume.
And you've caught up now. You've caught up.
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't know how long I could have kept doing that.
We never got to show the full scenes where we see C-3PO applying the meat. It's like a meat suit,
He's got
so that he can go to a bar.
And then Peach.
Basically, he basically dresses up because he wants to go to a bar and not be seen as a droid,
Yes.
a protocol droid, because he's looking to. Oh, this looks great. This character looks great.
It's so good. It's very important to the character that you know that she's a changeling, that she can turn from a lady to a lizard lady.
Yeah.
Toxic Dart, you hate to see it.
Toxic Dart, you hate to see it.
You hate to see it. My friends, and
now another of my famous circular meeting scenes in Star Wars.
Yes.
One of the things that people say they love is the circular meeting scenes. Whenever there's a meeting, they don't just have someone up at the front of the room talking to people who are in rows of seats. No, let's do it in the round.
Yes.
Let's put the meeting in a circle. And if someone has something important to say, they could either say it from one of the chairs along the circular border towards the center of the circle, or they may stand exposed in the middle of the circle.
Yes.
No chair at all.
No. George, I remember the first time you and I met when I auditioned for the film.
No.
You said
you nailed it.
Thank you, please. I wasn't looking for a compliment. But you did say to me, because you're kind of like Lorne Michaels, where you just drop these little bits of wisdom, and sometimes you go, where did that come from? What is that in reference to? And only years later do you realize the profundity of the statement. But you said to me, Watto, all good meetings are like a donut. And I said, what does he mean? What does he mean? And it was only many years later when I saw the film up on the big screen that I saw what you were saying. I thought maybe he means metaphorically. No, he means all meetings should happen in a donut configuration. And it's like Master Yoda says, do or donut. There is no try unless you're trying a donut. In which case, let's have a meeting. Please. That was the original line, and then we cut it down for time. Yes, you had to cut a couple frames.
Why isn't Yaddy in the circle anymore?
Yaddle, the one below.
Yaddle. Yeah. Yaddle wasn't a good fit for that group, and everyone was like, "Don't come back to the meetings." Yaddle.
She was like a little too opinionated.
Yeah, and also she was pregnant with Baby Yoda.
That's a spoiler, George. That is a spoiler, and it's canon. And everyone, please tweet about it.
That's the reason she's not in the meeting. She's giving birth.
She's on maternity.
Maybe. Yeah, and timeline-wise, because when we meet Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian, he's 50, but they're still a baby when they're 50. So imagine how long labor lasts for a Yoda.
9 months or like 9 years.
9 movies, more like 9 movies.
She's gonna be in labor. That's actually less long.
Jojo's talking.
Oh, he's back. We didn't miss. I forgot he's got 2 dialogues.
Yes, my lady. And I knew that these were going to be on Disney Plus, which is why I gave her these Minnie Mouse ears.
Yes.
For this.
Very cool.
Was like, this will fit right in on Disney Plus. And who likes mice more than a rat?
Oh, very clever there.
I wish if I could go in right now, I would CGI Anakin's hand to hold his rat tail in every single shot. Just add an extra digital hand. He'd always be shaking that rat tail.
And also give him some Mickey Mouse
instead of playing with that ball.
You could give him some Mickey Mouse clubs. You could remove one finger and then put the dots on the back of the hand, and that would be great.
Yeah, and he could say things like, when he's getting really passionate, he'd be like, "Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? You and me."
Yes.
Because he wants unlimited power.
Yes.
I mean, that's what a lot of these movies are about. They're about power and control. Power and control. All mentors have a way of seeing more of our faults than we would like. It's the only way we grow. I know. I like that because I made the lines rhyme. He rhymed her. That's a sign that he likes her. And it's the way we grow. I know. The sigh. He sighs, and then he says, "I know." And here's how it goes musically, because there's music to the dialogue in this movie. It's the way we grow. I know. It's like a 2-beat. It's on the rhythm. It's the way we grow. Sigh, sigh. I know. It's the way we grow. Sigh, sigh. I know. It's the way we grow. I know. You can't. People don't hear the music in the dialogue.
No, and it's also it's foreshadowing because now he's saying, I know. And in a movie later, he's going to be saying, I know.
No.
No.
I know.
I know.
Spoiler alert. If you like this, if you're rooting for this hot teen, Anakin Skywalker, get ready. Because that's who he is.
Oh, suddenly you don't want him on the cover of your Tiger Beat magazine anymore, huh?
Suddenly. Not such boyfriend material since he fell in the volcano.
No, not finding him so crushable anymore, are you?
Hey guys.
Oh, not so interested in what?
Can I throw you a new name?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Her name is Agnes Maria. I believe Bryson will throw it up on screen. There you go.
Okay.
Add a G to Agnes, a second G.
Yeah. You know what? Make it 3. Make it 3.
3G. Yeah, 3G. No, let's make it 5G. That's relevant to coronavirus.
Yes, let's make it 5G.
Let's make it 5G. And change the E in Agnes to an O and keep the last name the same, but replace one of the A's with an apostrophe.
The last A.
And it's the last.
But what about this? What about this? What about then we switch the order? So it's Mar apostrophe 5 G's.
Hey guys, look at the screen. Look at the screen. It's an important scene.
Oh, here we are, Dexter.
Diner. Now this scene is why I made these movies.
And
I don't know why. I don't have any say in how Galaxy's Edge is designed at the theme parks.
But
I hope that what a missed opportunity to add this. Right now, honestly, every Red Robin in America should be changed into one of these. If Disney was smart, they would buy Red Robin and they would change all of them into this, and they would force the maitre d' of every Red Robin's maitre d' should be forced to dress up in this costume.
This also, Dexter Jester and the diner were big parts of Detours.
Oh, of course they were.
I think
39 episodes. 30 minutes from now, we'll be shooting out that next batch of social media messages to get all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours released on Disney Plus ASAP, because we can't wait. The time is now. We are years away from a vaccine, but we could be minutes away from the Disney Plus release of Star Wars Detours.
All it takes is one click.
The press of a single button. All it takes is one click. Let's go ahead and send them out now. Let's go ahead and jump the gun and send those tweets out to Disney Plus. Emphasize to them that we are years away from a vaccine, but we could be minutes away from watching 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours on Disney Plus.
Let's make this clear. I want to make this very clear. We're jumping the gun. We're encouraging people to tweet at Disney Plus now. This doesn't mean you're off the hook. You still got to tweet again come 3:39 a.m. Eastern.
This is what we call a bonus round.
It's a little bonus.
This one's just for kicks. The rest of them are part of a serious. You know, every serious movement also has its lighthearted moments.
A little bit of fun.
And that's a little bit of let's just do it for fun.
Yeah. This is a great character, Jocasta Nu.
George and Watto.
What's her name?
I don't think you said who Marge was.
Oh, we didn't define Marge. No. Agno. Can I throw something out, George?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been making a lot of these names into characters.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many different things in the Star Wars universe. So the last one I think you said was a species of footworm, but we can name planets, we can name ships, we can name species, we can name characters, we can name I don't know, branches of government. I'm just reminding you.
Restaurants.
Okay. Restaurants.
Also, I want to say that Keanu Thieves had a good comment. He says this was a long time ago. By now, surely she's Jocasta old.
Well, yes, and that is actually a very funny joke.
Good job.
Back then,
So
she
what?
was-
I'll go ahead and give you a crack at defining Marge Agnos.
I like it as a planet, I have to say. I just think to mix it up, we should throw a planet in there. So I want to say Marge Agnos, and maybe we remove the space between the J apostrophe and the A. So it runs together. It's the name of a planet.
Yeah.
And this planet,
It's a fish planet. It's a fish planet.
it's a fish.
Not a planet with a lot of fish on it, but the planet is
Is a
fish.
The planet is one big fish.
The
Is-
whole planet's a fish.
No, it's many
Oh,
fish that are
it's like
make
a
up the
school of
surface.
fish.
It's a Wreck-It
Not that
Ralph
it's full
2
of fish.
situation.
It's only fish. It's only fish, but
Sure.
it's a planet made of fish that are swarming together.
Absolutely. And, you know, most Star Wars planets are very defined by their weather. They have one type of climate that runs throughout the entire planet. So the planet of Mars, Agnos, it's a little damp.
Damp.
It's just a little
It's
bit.
very dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Can we also make sure
Look at that carpet. Look at that carpet. Can we get a shout out for how clean that carpet is? Look at that blue carpet.
Unbelievable.
Can we make sure that someone is keeping track of all these names?
Who are you
make
asking?
sure someone's
Us?
keeping track.
No, someone in the comments.
Yeah, someone in the comments go track down all these names, put them on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, you have to add them all to Wikipedia. Do it now. Don't wait until they're done. Add them one at a time to Wikipedia.
I want to talk about. No one ever talks about how blue this carpet is. Look at that blue carpet and how
But George,
clean
what's the X factor
it
here?
is.
The X factor here is digital carpet. You're no longer relying on a real carpet that could never be clean
You
enough.
can make a carpet perfect if it's digital.
Perfect.
Look at that guy. He's walking on it, not leaving a footprint, nothing.
Absolutely.
Clear your minds, and the rest will follow.
Wow. You've been singing a lot, George.
Well, we got a lot of time to fill. And
Yes,
music
song.
is important to me.
Sure.
Did
Sure.
you just turn out your lights, Watto?
No, what happened is my apartment is fairly dark, and most of my light comes from the TV screen. So now that Yoda turned the lights off, it got darker in my room.
Do you have the subtitles on, Watto?
I do, of course I do. Yes, I didn't want to miss it. I like to watch a movie. I like to read a movie as well, especially when a film like this is such literature.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chuckling from Yoda in this scene. A lot of
He
chuckling.
can't
Chuckle,
stop
chuckle,
giggling.
chuckle.
This guy,
Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle.
he's caught a case of the chuckles.
Oh, man.
He's
These
laughing
younglings.
harder than the audience at Bernie Mac's breakout Def Jam set. You know, he can't stop laughing.
Good news for Watto. They just opened the windows.
Oh, thank God.
Turned on the
There we
lights.
go. See, it got a little lighter. Where are you?
Ooh, do I hate puppets, and I love digitals.
God, I mean, just look at how beautifully crisp.
Look at how he's perfect. This is everyone's favorite Yoda.
It's
Back
there.
to the planet.
There we
Back
go.
to the planet. I mean, this is the Star Wars that people love.
This is
because
everyone's number one favorite.
It's a digital wonderland. It's a paradise.
It's
It's
the best
perfect. Look at those
It's the
clouds. Look at those stairs.
Everything.
It's so clean. Look how clean that sidewalk is. Look how clean those stairs are. Everything's so clean. They should have called her Clean Amidala. That's how clean it is. I love the way they go up some stairs and then down some stairs. I wrote it in the script. It said upstairs, then downstairs, then down a long corridor. Are there more stairs, or is that the end of the stairs?
A lot of filmmakers will
You'll have to watch-
give you one or the other. They will show you characters going upstairs or downstairs, but they will cut before
I'll
you
show
get
both.
to see the other end. You did both.
Yeah.
Get you a George who can do
And-
both.
Hey George, Jess.
Look at R2 just hanging out.
Yeah, guy's cool.
What?
Jess in the chat wants to know, George, if you had to remove one body from your one movie from your body of work, which would it be?
From my body of work, it's tough. It's a tough one. Probably Empire Strikes Back, if I had to.
Wow. Why that one?
I would just because it's imperfect. It's the only one that's not perfect.
What's
they did
your
too much
problem?
improv. It's the same. It's the same thing that went wrong with Solo. And we'll get to this later in the thing. Is that they did too many improvs in it.
Too much improv.
They're just improvising.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a benefit for the laid off staff of the UCB New York. This is no slight to Harold Knight or Lloyd Knight or any of their fun times where they would make up silly things.
But it's fundamentally a lesser art form.
Well, here's the thing. We'll get to this when we get to Empire, because we'll point out all the different things that are just fundamentally flawed about that movie. If I had to eliminate one movie, it would be the easiest one to do, because what I would do is I would just incorporate everything important that happened in Empire into the crawl of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Of course.
So I just say, like, he finds out that Darth Vader is his father, cuts off his hand.
Yes.
Han got frozen after flying into the stomach of a space worm, et cetera, et cetera. I get all the big points out. You'd add maybe 4 minutes to Return of the Jedi,
Sure.
but you could probably cut that. You could probably cut that out by cutting just a few seconds out of every scene in the movie.
Now look at this planet, the planet Camino.
Look at this rain planet. I
Never
said,
rained.
we've seen a sand planet.
Yes.
And we've seen a tree planet.
Snow planet.
And we've seen a city planet.
Desert planet.
And we've seen a grass and water planet.
Yes.
But have we ever seen a planet that's just rainy all the time?
Hey, but what's the good thing about rain? That much rain, things are bound to stay clean.
That's right. That's why look how clean the building is.
It's like a constant car.
I tell you what. Yeah, you never want to wash your car on this planet because it's raining.
Waste of money.
That's why you don't see any cars on this planet.
It's called Camino, not Carmino.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not watching this live stream on planetscar.live.
No.
You're
watching it on Planets
Scum. Camino.
I like this species, George. I like these people who look like they're made out of spaghetti.
Oh my gosh. That makes me so hungry for a nice spaghetti at Dexter's 50s diner.
George, here's a very serious, earnest question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are your food plans for the next 25 plus hours?
I have some food here in the room. I have some bread and some peanut butter and jelly, and I've got some bananas and some pears and various other things. Funny story about this scene, the part where they said 500,000 units are ready.
Mm-hmm.
When I was writing this, that was just something that was one of my lawyers said to me, and there was some business deal that was happening. Sure. And I was distracted. I said, "What?" He said 500,000 units ready. I said, "What are we talking about?" He said, "We're talking some merch thing. I don't know what it was. They were making something. I don't know." But I said, "That's great. That's actually a great line. I'm going to have the guy who's in the scene that I'm writing right now, I'm going to have him just say what you said, because it's real."
Yeah.
I want this movie to sound like the way people really talk.
Yes. Once again, like a mic.
But you must be anxious to inspect the units by yourself.
Yes.
That's why I'm here.
Can we talk about something that maybe you produce that many units of?
Yeah.
Do a little merchandise corner here.
Sure, absolutely.
Here's an item that I can't even imagine the unit count. Kush Watto. It's Watto, but his body is a Kush ball.
Watto, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I had that when I was a kid.
Wow.
What? So what?
Can I tell
2
you?
years ago?
Well, here's the thing, Patrick. You would say maybe, oh, I had this when I was a kid, but I've aged out of it, right?
Yeah.
Wrong.
I don't like sand. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, now that I
Not
say
like
that,
beer.
Watto, I think I should probably call my parents and have them mail it to me.
Yeah, it's for ages 3 to 137. So I think you got some good time left with it.
I don't have a lot of regrets, but I do regret that I sold Star Wars to Disney before I changed the way your character looks in the movies to match the Watto Koosh, because I think we would have sold more of the Watto Kooshes if it was anatomically on point.
Yes. I remember.
Oh my God! Look at this kissing.
Koosh and saying, "You look."
Look at the kissing. He's kissing her. He's getting her pregnant right now.
I mean, what?
He just got her pregnant. He just got her pregnant with the twins.
I looked away from the screen for a second. I looked back up, and suddenly I'm watching a Darren Aronofsky movie here, with all this freaky sex happening.
Oh my God! What a pretty building.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at this factory. You know what? Everybody who works here has COVID-19 now.
Oh no, George. Oh no, George.
It's true.
George, you are bringing this stream down.
Yes.
Why?
It's sad.
This is
Watto.
the reason. The reason that this stream is happening is because there's a deadly disease that is traveling the world.
Yes.
And you don't want me to talk about it? I'm saying, look at how close these people are working together in the clone factory.
What you want him to ignore the hut in the room?
They might be immune, though. If you're building a clone, why wouldn't you make them immune to all this?
Because they were trying to shave a couple extra dollars off each clone.
Yeah. Okay, Laura Ingraham, cool it.
Yeah, come on here.
Come on, Laura Ingraham.
I feel like I'm talking to Laura Ingraham here.
Guys, can I give you another name?
Yes.
Yeah, but I will say this. Laura Ingraham, I would just keep that name and have it be a Star Wars character. It's just a pile of garbage.
And I'll say this, too. I didn't know Laura Ingraham was producing this show, this live stream. I will say that I didn't know. And producer Patrick, that's a joke about you.
Nobody told me that Laura Ingraham spelled her name Patrickcotnoir.
Hey, George and Watto.
It was not brought to my attention.
Laura Ingraham took 2 days off of work to produce this live stream, so let's remember that.
Ooh, pretty sassy talkback from Laura Ingraham.
Sierra Moon is
all I have to say is my deepest
Yippee
thanks and appreciation to Laura Ingraham.
Yippee.
Yippee.
Yippee. Yippee.
Sierra Moon is your name.
Oh, Chuckles, more Chuckles, and they're at the waterfall. They're at the romantic field.
And
this is where I thought, yeah.
No, what are you going to say? I'm sorry. I just
thought this movie has got to be romantic all the way. No holds barred. I don't care how many times I got to film them rolling around on a green screen on the floor. One all by themselves. When they rolled on each other, those were filmed individually. They weren't together. Is Sierra Moon a name we're going to change into a Star Wars name?
Yes.
Okay, now, George, here's the problem. Right. I feel like half of our work is already done for us.
I would add the word blaster to Moon.
Moon Blaster.
Sierra Moon Blaster. And she's a rogue. She's a rogue merchant.
Oh.
She sells stuff. She's not a smuggler, but she sells not dairy products, but the space equivalent of dairy products.
Blue milk.
And she does it she skirts the government regulations.
Wow.
The Galactic Republic safety regulations.
God, there's so much fucking chemistry happening on screen right now.
Oh my God! Look at this.
I feel. I mean,
And look at. We are heading close to one of the greatest special effects in the history of the movie. Look at this. Look how good these special effects are.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. This shot in particular. Oh my gosh. Try doing a special effect better than that on your phone in 2020. I dare you to come close to doing something as good as that on your telephone.
They can't do it. They're kids.
I wanted to do an effect that would look, oh, he's laughing, and now they're going to roll. And they filmed this separately. They were separate. They filmed this rolling. That's a composite shot. Because I said, you don't have to roll on each other.
Yeah.
Hayden, you roll. And then Natalie, you roll. And then we'll make it look like you're rolling on each other. And it looks perfect. And I don't mind saying it's so romantic. And here we are back and then we cut to that splashing.
Yes.
Right after it. Very sensual.
Very sensual. This is the most romantic of your films.
Don't fret. It's a fet. You better watch out. Become a fet.
You
fet bygones be bygones.
You better not cry.
I just want to point out, Purple Jilly in the chat is asking us to compile the names and backstories of the donators. You guys have to do that.
We're a little busy. We have to keep watching these movies. It's a runaway train.
Yeah,
you guys have to do that.
I'll gladly do that 27 hours from now.
Oh my gosh, it's a Django Fett. Django Unchained. Notice no chains. The original Django Unchained.
The original. No chains
on the original. Do you see a single chain? He's not wearing a chain around his neck. He doesn't have any chains anywhere. No necklaces, no bracelets.
Hey, George. George.
Yeah.
I've heard of Django Unchained, but this Django is off the chain.
Oh, that's right.
He's cool.
You better believe it. And look at that. Oh, he's got that pout. That little boy's got that pout.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Let's change it. Sierra Moonblaster. Sierra Moonblaster is a refreshing citrus soda. Let's special edition that. We'll change it. A refreshing citrus soda. I hope someone's putting these on Wikipedia because we're not keeping track of them.
You better.
Patrick, you want to start keeping track of them?
No.
We asked. We did our best. We did our best. Patrick didn't want to.
What more could we do? We tried.
George Connet is asking, he's saying, stop dodging the question, George. Is Yoda a goblin? I will get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, he's a little rascal is what he is.
Yeah. I think we're officially at the point.
He's the original little rascal.
He's no original little rascal.
Yeah.
Yoda is Star Wars' Spanky.
Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's a goblin. I think Salacious Crumb is a goblin. Ooh, look at that. Look at that pear. Hold on. Whoa. I'm going to eat the food of the Star Wars.
And I'm going to toast as they drink.
Who remembers the scene where Anakin eats a delicious pear with a knife and fork like he's a fucking presidential candidate who doesn't know how to eat pizza?
Watch, he's about to catch a little pear slice on the edge of her fork, and look at the physics of that. Oh, and she takes such a clean bite.
Let's have a nice fruit dinner, you and me. Just a plate of fruit for dinner.
Yes.
And then turn out all the lights and go sit in our burgundy room.
Now, George,
I'm going to flirt with my former babysitter.
George, right now you are eating a real pear, and I imagine there are juices rolling down your chin. There are bits that are more ripe, bits that are less ripe. Don't you wish you had a digital pear instead that could just fly to the end of your fork and you take a bite and it almost disappears before your mouth even hits it?
When I started making Star Wars movies back in the 1970s,
Yes.
I said, I can't wait till I finally get around to the fruit dinner,
Yes.
the romantic fruit dinner.
Hey.
Anakin will, he said, no, milady, I'll cut your fruit and fly it across the table to you
Nice
like a
digital fruit.
boss.
Yes.
And then look at these two full of fruit. Oh, regular as heck.
Oh boy.
He knows it. She knows it. They chop down so much fruit, they don't know what to do with themselves. They're on a sugar high.
Yeah.
They got fiber in their system, natural sugars. They got energy from the fruit.
People
And
don't.
that energy is being translated directly into romance.
That's
They're
why
going to use
they're
it.
going full Aronofsky in this scene. They're teetering on the edge of full Aronofsky because they're all horned up from the fruit juices.
Oh my God. She couldn't even stay seated. That's how full of fruit she is. Now they're having this romantic, sexy,
A tear to
what a sexual debate they're having. Look how sexy their debate is.
so sexual.
Then you do feel something, he said. I will not let you give it your future for me. Future, more like fruiture.
Oh, George, and there you go. You're really showing that pair who's boss, George. I've rarely seen you attack something with this much
Oh,
this much passion. The way you're eating
well,
that
you know,
pear, I'd almost think it was a passion fruit.
we could keep it a secret, like our fruit dinner.
Oh boy.
We'd be living a lie.
Oh boy.
I wish instead of that fireplace, if I was special editioning this now, that would just be a burning pile of fruit.
Yeah. God, he's so sad. He's such a sad, mopey boy. What's that? What are you swinging around? What's that sound?
He's jerking his rat tail because he's so full of fruit. And remind them if they need more troops. More fruits? No, troops. Oh, I thought you said fruits. Calm down.
Get ready. George is not going to be able to stop talking about fruit for the next 5 hours.
Everyone remembers where they were when they first saw the fruit dinner in Attack of the Clones. Milady, more fruit? Yes. Do I dare? After this fruit dinner, we'll turn off all the lights and have a debate about our emotions and our future. R2 can get as wet as anything, and it doesn't affect him. That's a fun fact.
Can I just point out, George, that we are now approximately 1/10 of the way into this stream? We only have 10 more to do, and we're done. How easy does that sound?
It's so easy. This is obviously, we don't know how we're going to feel a day from now.
Unbelievable.
We're still doing this a day from now when we're still doing this.
Yeah.
We just don't know how we'll feel.
Do you know what's a fun feeling to be able to go, 24 hours from now, I will still have approximately 4 or 5 hours left to go. No, I guess we'll be done in 20. Yeah, no, what I don't know. I'm already losing the ability to do math.
Yeah, we'll have 4 hours left a day from now.
Oh boy.
Do you think, serious question.
Yeah, serious question. Okay.
Serious question.
Serious question.
Do you think that at the end of this, we might hate each other?
You and I don't think so. I think we might start hating a lot of things. I think bets are off in terms of what we might start hating. But I think you and I mean, we started out as co-workers. We became friends, and then we started working together in new capacity.
He's asleep.
Strong.
Anakin's asleep. He's having a bad dream.
Oh, no. Look out for those footworms. Don't let the footworms bite.
Oh, it's so funny. He says no there. That's what he'll say again later.
Foreshadowing. You know what he's dreaming about? He's dreaming about rotten fruit. His worst nightmare, rotten fruit. Rotten fruit.
And here comes Queen Amidala, Senator Amidala,
It looks like she
in
just
her
woke up.
casual
She has the energy
nightwear.
of someone who just woke up.
And what's he doing here?
She's soothing him. She's soothing him with her presence.
He's lying now. He says Jedis don't have nightmares.
Absolutely.
But we saw him have a nightmare.
That's the problem.
Maybe that's because he's a Sith.
Therein lies the rub.
Oh, boy. Oh.
I'm trying to check Twitter. I'm trying to see how the hashtag is doing.
How's it doing?
I've got 2 minutes until you use the hashtag again.
Well, that's why I want to get it loaded.
We're going to really... All right. Let's go ahead and tell people, in case people just tuned in, that every hour we try to tweet at Disney Plus to tell them to release the 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours.
They're completed.
That
They're done.
are in the Disney Vault. They're done. Yeah. They're completely done. It's a very funny Star Wars animated comedy series produced by me, George Lucas, and part of the sale to Disney, but they have decided not to ever release it.
No.
And we think now that everyone's in quarantine and in self-isolation, that this would be a perfect time for Disney to just throw caution to the wind and release all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours. So we're asking people to tweet at Disney Plus with the hashtag May Detours be with you, and beg them to please release this series. We want to have fun. Remember when we used to laugh?
We used to laugh. We used to laugh. Can I say, George, here's a good sign. I went to search the hashtag, and when I started typing it in, it suggested May Detours be with you. It's a popular enough hashtag that Twitter itself is now suggesting. Did you mean May Detours be with you?
Let's get it trending. Let's get it trending.
We only have 26 hours and change left to get it trending.
Baby Boba does not like what's happening.
No.
Baby Boba.
Baby Boba.
Oh my Boba. Oh my God. Django, more like, oh, Dango. Oh, funny. A little bit of slapstick comedy, a little bit of Buster Keaton slapstick comedy. There's never, you never want to be afraid to throw in a little bit of comedy into an action sequence, because people get excited and then they laugh and then they remember they're excited and then they laugh again. And it's a very pleasing thing for an audience to feel amused and then thrilled and then amused again and then back to thrilled. And that's one of those things. It's a very delicate thing as a storyteller. You want to put a laugh, and then you want to dazzle them. So you laugh, and then you dazzle. Then you laugh, and then you dazzle. Then you dazzle, then a laugh, and then a laugh and a dazzle, and then another dazzle, then some laughter. And that's the way that you entertain people. You throw in combinations, different rhythms, different structures, and the element of surprise, because to laugh at something is often comes from something that surprises us.
Yes.
Or it's something that's so familiar that its very familiarity is itself a surprise.
Do you know what Mark Twain used to say?
I know that he said the N-word all the time in the Huckleberry Finn book, but those were in the voice of characters.
And now I'm realizing, actually, it might have been Oscar Wilde who said this. But someone once said,
Fair enough.
Comedy is when the truth is said faster and more directly than you were expecting. And I'm paraphrasing there.
I say comedy is when it's faster and more intense.
Hold on, I'm looking for something in my apartment. I will be back for a second.
That's fine. Take your time. One of the things that I love about a Star Wars movie is,
hey George,
so
I just want to make sure someone special is about to come on screen, and I just want to make sure you realize that.
Who's special?
They're back on Tatooine.
Who's special? Oh, back on Tatooine. Oh, Watto. I can't believe that Watto left the room for his big hat scene.
Did somebody say Watto?
Oh.
Oh, hello. It's
In
my
hindsight, I should have named him. I should have named him Hatto.
Yeah, you should have. George.
Oh my God. I love that you grew that beard out for this one.
Well, I want to show the way the years have been hard on Watto. I mean, look at the little.
And you smell bad in this one too. Look at those flies. You smell bad.
I was a stinky poo-poo Watto. And I got the new vest. It's got little pockets in it. I really, I didn't sleep for 2 weeks before filming this scene. I did not bathe. I gained weight. I grew out the beard. I really wanted to sort of shock the audience with seeing.
Yeah. This is so that they knew.
Can I say, I try not to be bitter about my career. I'm happy with how things work out. But I look at this scene and I really thought I was going to get a lot more work after this. I feel like I'm really
or at least some awards
in pocket in this scene. And
I do think.
No, what you're going to say? What were you going to say?
I do think that, and I advised you against this, but you wouldn't listen to me.
Yes.
I think you really hurt yourself when you submitted for lead actor instead of supporting actor. When award season came around, I said, Watto, it's simply, you're going to have a better shot at it if you go for supporting actor, just based on the amount of screen time.
But you have to understand that when I read the script, I said, well, I have to view the story through the prism of what Watto was going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the actor has to view themselves as the lead character, because everyone's the lead character in their own story. So I said, I could tell you.
I agree with that.
There's a 5-hour movie about Watto. And that's short.
But the thing is, Watto, from an artistic point of view, I agree with you completely. But the awards aren't about the art; they're about the business. That's a business. That's a career decision. And I said the problem is you're too much of an artist, and you're not enough of a businessman, and that's why your career has suffered.
Well, but look, I remember
because it's not.
That's one of the reasons that after this film. And after a really bad pilot season, I mean, the next pilot season, I just struck out, man. I couldn't get arrested.
Yeah.
After that, I went, maybe it's time to go behind the scenes a little bit. And that's when I started to become more an executive producer. I do sort of bridge financing. I produced Sylvester Stallone's Escape Plan trilogy. I thought I was done with performing. I thought I was sort of like, I don't know, maybe Fred Savage. Where he became more of a TV director, and then the last couple of years, he's like, no, maybe I want to act again, So when you called me and asked me to do the talk show, I went, well, sounds kind of fun,
Maybe.
Yeah. I think producer Patrick is making a meal.
Maybe.
What?
I heard kitchenware clanking.
Nah, baby, I'm shooting up.
Oh, he's shooting up. We should clarify before people get worried.
No.
Okay, never mind. Let people worry.
Guys, you're gonna.
This is fun. This is fun. Spaceships flying through the rocks is fun.
Yeah, very fun. So much fun.
And your little baby Boba is saying, "Get him, Dad! Get him, Dad!" That's Boba Fett's classic catchphrase. "Get him, Dad! Get him, Dad!" Anytime someone says "Get him, Dad," you're like, "Oh, you must be quoting Boba Fett." That's his catchphrase. Get him, Dad. Get him, Dad.
Producer Patrick refuses to let viewers live in the mystery, unlike George. George loves a good mystery. Patrick had to put up the comment informing viewers that he has diabetes.
No, I didn't.
Well, who did?
It was not me.
Okay, well, there it is again.
Well, someone else asked if I regret naming that ship Slave One.
Great question.
Great question. Yeah, I would have named it 12 Years a Slave One.
Of course. Good answer. Great question.
Because that's how long those ships last. They last for just 2 years north of a decade.
Yeah, it's actually not a joke. It's a very serious matter.
Yeah. Did I say it was a joke?
No, and I'm not saying it's a joke. I'm saying it's not a joke, baby.
I'm also saying it's not a joke. If it was a joke, we'd be chuckling right now, like Yoda. That's what you do to a joke. You chuckle.
During that earlier scene, I said it felt like we were watching Bernie Mac's breakthrough Def Jam comedy set with all the chuckling that was happening. But then there's also chuckling when Anakin and Padme are in the field together. I'm starting to feel like we're not watching one Bernie Mac set. We're watching the original Kings of Comedy movie. Because their chuckles should end in this thing.
They should have called this movie A Pair of the Chuckles.
They should have called it, and actually that's on you. That maybe, in retrospect, that was one mistake. You should have called this A Pair of the Chuckles.
And pear meaning like the fruit that they were eating.
No, I got it, and that's another chuckle. Even the title makes you chuckle.
Even the title's a chuckle. The thing is, I'm not perfect. I make lots of mistakes, but I used to be able to fix them.
Yes.
And now I can't. Now I'm a person who can't fix my mistakes. And that's a very, very precarious place to be, because in the past, when I made a mistake, I could fix it. And now I just have to live with this is a parade of mistakes that I've made.
And also, I mean, I think retitling movies is something you used to love to do. You used to go, no, this
loved
is actually four, not one. Things like that. And Disney won't let you access the master files.
Please let me retitle the movie.
The file name and say rename.
Retitle them.
Yeah.
Rename the movie, please. Yep. Now look at this. Obi-Wan is wandering around, and now we're back to the desert. And look, there's Anakin, and he's wandering around, and they're like, "Wait here, R2." R2 has his third leg out. Hey, familiar place, huh? Tourism in Tunisia is down, but once we're streaming this, people are going to want to go on vacation. Take a look at this moisture farm.
What an incredible! I mean, we had no idea we were going to get that news that the Tunisia tourism industry has not been able to survive the momentary spike from Phantom Menace fans. That it has been unsustainable, and that in fact you improved their economy so much that it ultimately doomed them. It's like a circle. It rhymes.
Now, look at 3PO. And here we have Owen and Beru. And they are young, baby-faced little. They look like children here.
Yeah. Joel Edgerton, who later becomes a major movie star. This is his breakout.
This made him. This is the movie that made him. Go inside. We have a lot to talk about. This should have been Nolte.
Nolte and Edgerton are good together. Warrior.
Nolte and Edgerton.
Warrior.
Hey, George and Watto.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little nap because this is like my one time to do it.
What do you mean?
A little bit.
What? Explain to me how this is your one time.
Because I have a lot of guests coming later, and there's not much downtime in between that.
Fair enough. Now, one of our guests is supposed to appear now and then hasn't shown up. What if he tries to enter while you are sleeping?
Well, Dave and Bryson are still in there, so it should be fine.
Well, then thank God for Dave and Bryson is all I have to say.
Actually, I think Bryson went to sleep. Dave is still there.
Thank God for Dave is all
Let me ask you this. Right now on my screen, we're all in Quibi ratio.
Yeah.
If you leave, are we going to have a different...
I will not.
You're just going to leave this clock there. You're going to leave the clock there.
Literally, I will be asleep on this couch right here.
Wow. Patrick.
All right.
And I will wait, and I'm going to wake up at the end of this movie to reset it for Revenge of the Sith.
Patrick, question number 1. Do you snore?
No. And I'll be muted, so it doesn't matter.
Question number 2. Do you have any Star Wars action figures you can put in front of the clock to make it a little more fun?
Not in their original packaging. Take something out, play with it.
Yeah, do you have any unpack? Is that the John Ratzenberger action figure?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that existed. I should buy that. Oh, look at that. Size Oodles. You don't have any out of package?
I think they're all in packages. All of my out of packages are in Connecticut, I think.
You don't have any.
Hang on.
Give me a Lucy, baby.
Also, yeah, don't mute it. We want to hear you if you snore.
Yes.
And we want to be able for you to hear us so that if we get to the end of Attack of the Clones and you're not awake, we can yell.
If you're snoring, we want to be dragging you.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Anakin is about to go kick some behinds.
And here's the thing. Oh, look at that.
This is like pod racing.
A later film, but I'll take it. I like this. Patrick, I like this.
Yeah.
Patrick, I like.
Who is that?
It's from Galaxy's Edge.
It's a little stormtrooper, but it's like the one that we'll see about 4 movies from now. No, 2, 3 movies from
right.
now.
Anakin is getting some information from the Jawas, and now he's going hunting for the
Good night, guys.
Tusken Raiders, right? Good night, Patrick.
I can't believe he's just gonna fucking sleep right in front of us like this.
Well, Laura Ingraham needs her beauty sleep.
That is true, and George, that is a very funny and a little bit wicked of a joke. George is a little bit wicked. Suddenly, it's like I'm hearing jokes from a Sith Lord because he's a little bit wicked.
All right, now Obi-Wan is. I wish Sarah was on here because we talked about this before. How Obi-Wan is kind of the Detective Pikachu of this movie. He's on the case. This is like, classic detective saga. And look, he's in the factory.
Above all else, this movie is a noir. Attack of the Clones is a noir.
And everyone who works in this factory has COVID-19 because that's the way it is when you work in a factory. That's why we can't reopen the economy.
He calls them like he sees them, folks.
There's a lot of intrigue in this. There's a lot of sneaking around. He's on the case. He's gathering clues. He's doing what he needs to do to get to the bottom of the mystery of the clones. Wouldn't that have been a good title, too? Star Wars Episode 2, The Mystery of the Clones.
Star Wars Episode 2, A Pair of Chuckles.
A pair of chuckles.
And chuckles is spelled like chuckles, but pear is spelled like.
And here we have another classic Star Wars circle jerk.
A donut meeting.
A donut meeting. And this guy's a funny robot.
What, Campbell?
I don't think this guy's got a funny head. He's part of the banking clan.
I'm forgetting his name. It's Hill.
Yeah.
Dan Hill.
And there's Dooku, and Dooku is doing business. The do in Dooku stands for doing business.
Hey, here's a little bit of a spoiler. Dooku, more like doing no good.
Or like do bad.
Yeah, do bad, do real bad.
I guess "ku" must mean bad because you do a lot of bad, Dooku.
Oh boy. He's got to do
Here we are.
That you do so well.
Now it's time to rescue Mama. There's some snarling from those critters. Now he runs into the tents. He finds his mummy.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to town on these. Uh-oh. The doggies are going to hear him. The sand people are going to notice something's going on. He pops a hole in the hut. Not a Jabba hut. No. A slave hut.
That's a little
because his mom is a slave now.
God,
and he's going to untie her.
Really a bleak scene. This is an unbelievable bleak scene. Everything about it.
I thought this movie was supposed to be a romance.
Yeah,
but I guess
I actually cannot believe this is in this movie.
Well, it had to be. It's part of the story. It's part of the saga.
Right. It's what happened. You can't
ignore. This explains why he becomes Darth Vader.
Yes.
And look, they tried to cut a circle in her face. That's another circle, but they didn't complete it. That's how you know they're bad.
Nothing's more evil than leaving a circle uncompleted.
Yeah. He is too late. That's the tragedy. If he'd even come there, I think, a day earlier, it would have been fine.
I know. She had like, he got there just when she only had like 97 seconds of life left.
Yeah.
If he showed up a couple hours earlier, he could have had a good conversation.
He wasted a lot of time frolicking in that field by the waterfalls when he could have been rescuing his mommy. And this, of course, is a mother scene.
A mother scene?
Completely
Who
ripped
directed
off.
this movie? Darren Aronofsky?
Darren Aronofsky. And she's dead.
A mother scene?
I mean, in some might argue that he got there just in time. If he'd arrived literally 1 minute late, she would have just been dead in the room.
Sure.
It makes me wonder if her hands were tied to that pole to keep her alive, because the second he let her down from that thing she was tied to, she died.
Yes.
Maybe there was a miscommunication, and those were life support beams. It's always possible.
It's always possible.
Now he's killing.
Anything's possible.
Now look, he's going to kill some more people.
It's a genocide.
Now we have Yoda's apartment. Yoda's apartment. This is where Yoda lives.
I gotta say, this is a nice place. He gets a lot of light.
He doesn't have anything. Well,
he's a minimalist.
Where's
the
stuff?
Space itself is nice.
Where's Yoda's stuff? That's one of the mysteries we never answered. Where's his stuff?
Sure, but George,
he has more stuff when he lives in
the apartment itself. Good bones.
Great bones.
Good bones.
This place has great bones.
Great bones. Attack of the Bones.
And
or like it.
Yoda. This is the scene where he bums out Mace. Mace comes to hang out, and Yoda completely depresses him.
Yes.
And this scene is how everyone feels now.
Oh no, it's so sad.
It's true. That scene is basically that scene. This movie is filled with things that feel terrible now. There's multiple factory scenes, and then scenes of people who are depressed in their apartment.
Can I say it, George?
What?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about this every day. By the way, we should point out, in case anyone is interested in donating, either a few dollars or a great many dollars to the UCB New York staff who've been laid off now that the theater and the training center are closed. There's some people who could use a little help, and there's a GoFundMe that is linked at somewhere on the front of the Planet Scum Live page.
These are people who lost full-time jobs, very many different jobs within the company. And in New York, those jobs, are not coming back anytime soon. Who knows how long it lasts, but, the Hell's Kitchen Theater is closed permanently. And these are people who
training centers closed permanently.
Monthly salaries.
And there's talk about on the other side of this, UCB New York, wanting to start up again, but that's a long way away. And
it's a long time away in a galaxy far, far away.
And there's some good people who could use a little bit of help. So if you're in a position where you can give a little help, every little bit helps. And the first Star Wars movie I made starts out with a message asking for help. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. So you could translate that into help me, oh boy, you're watching the Twitch stream. You're our only help.
And let's say, too, to remind people, if you're tuning in now, just for the first time, you donate under your own name, and we will transform your name into a Star Wars name and make it canon, or at the very least, legends.
Yes. Yeah. Either at the bare minimum, you'll become a Star Wars legend.
You'll become a legend.
If you're lucky, you'll become canon. That's not our call, but there's always the possibility that could happen.
We'll send up.
And And if you donate anonymously, then we're going to pretend that we
We'll
gave the
take
money.
credit. We will take full credit. If it's a large
If it's a large
I'll
amount,
take it. If it's a smaller amount, I'll take the credit.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
And now look, Anakin is about to tell Amidala.
Oh no, nothing good. He's about to
Oh.
tell her nothing good.
This is what we call a red flag scene, because if you're in a relationship and if your man gives a speech like this, girl, get out.
Head for the hills.
Head for the hills, girl, because you don't want no part of this.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. What is this? This is trouble. Anakin was a good kid who killed a lot of people, and he said yippee. He left his mom and he said yippee, and then he showed up 1 minute before she died, killed everybody who was holding her prisoner. Yeah?
George, what did he say?
Yippee.
Yippee. Yippee. Yippee. Yippee. Yippee.
Yippee.
I had to. You understand.
Oh, here's the thing. He killed the women and the children too, and look at her. She's like, he slaughtered them like animals.
Unbelievable.
And he says he hates them. And look at her processing this. She's like, what is my limit?
She's like,
Where
what?
do I draw a line in the no, he hates sand.
Don't even
Can't
mention
draw a
it.
line in the sand.
Don't even mention
That will set him off like nobody's
another
business.
trigger. Sand's another trigger.
That's if I was rewriting this scene now, she'd be like, Annie, I have to draw a line in the, and he'd be like, what?
Don't you?
A line in the what?
Come on.
Don't you say it.
Dare.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Dare.
I dare you. I dare you.
Dare you.
That's drama. That's drama.
It would be the
Oh,
one
boy,
time
would
people weren't chuckling in this movie if she said it.
That would be a chuckleless moment, which you need in movies. You can't do a movie that's just wall-to-wall chuckles.
No.
That's too funny.
But if she mentioned sand, it would be like the day that Bernie Mac died. No chuckles.
I love that cute little seat he sits on, that little floaty seat.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh,
It's very nice.
and here,
Clegg Lars. Good man. A good man, Clegg Lars.
good man in a dark age.
Look at him. He's so...
Because
he's touching.
things are about to get so bad in this universe. You
Look, what
can't
is he
believe
holding
it.
in his hand, George? Sand.
Sand. A
Because he's-
sand hand? I am holding sand in my hand like a sand hand. I have a sand hand.
Nah, Padme, I got sand.
Mommy,
Padme, I got...
bad man got a sand hand?
This is my...
Am I a bad man?
My Anakin impression.
Oh.
Look at me, Padme got sand hand. I got sand hand, Padme.
Am I a bad man with a sand hand?
Padme, what was the sand doing in my hand? I want the sand in my hand. I hate sand. I want it in my hand, Padme.
I think it's pretty funny that if you're just reading the subtitles, it looks like she says, R2, what are you doing here? And it looks like he says in response, beeping.
Here's a question.
I think that's really funny. Yeah.
How many hours before you think the two of us are feeling so tapped out that we just start reading the subtitles? We're like, I don't know if I can say new original thoughts. I'm just going to read the subtitles out loud, and that's what we will do on this stream. How long do you think it takes us to get to that low?
I don't know, Watto, but I will say this.
Yes.
And I feel like I feel like I owe it to you to tell you something that
No.
earlier when we were testing things out and you had to leave for a little bit and I remained
I went to go get some caffeine.
Yes, and I remained in the meeting. Somebody raised the question technically about how we were going to do this live stream.
Yeah.
And somebody said, what do we do if any of the movies in particular, we have a technical difficulty and we can't stream any of the movies?
Whoa.
And I said, well, in that case, we will go to the Wikipedia page of that movie and we will read that page and annotate it with our commentary for the duration of the running time of that movie.
Well, I greatly prefer that to something that you pitched originally, which was we do a 30-hour live stream in which we just describe the movies from memory.
I actually didn't think it would be 30 hours. I actually thought it would be a lot shorter.
What, only 19 hours?
I don't know, but I think we could do it. I think we will do it next
I
year.
just want to make it very clear. This is very real. It is a thing that my friend George Lucas pitched to me. And you know, he's a retired filmmaker.
Well,
he's in quarantine. His museum isn't going to
I'm
open.
a storyteller. I'm a storyteller.
You're a
Primarily, I'm a storyteller.
Well, my point is, you've been hit hard by all of this. Many people hit hard, but possibly you hit the hardest.
Maybe I was hit the hardest.
Than not getting to open the museum, the scheduled date. And I said, George, I will do anything you want to do for Star Wars Day. I will do anything. Right. I am there for you, my friend. And you said, what if we spend 19 hours describing the Star Wars movies? And I said, hard pass. No, absolutely not. It's not even a discussion.
Here's what I think, though. I think next year, because here's the thing, not everybody, what we're doing now is somewhat exclusionary because not everybody has access to Disney Plus and Netflix and the various ways that we're watching these movies.
Yes.
And next year, if there's not a, how about this? Make this pledge in the name of the coronavirus, make this pledge that if there is not a vaccine by Star Wars Day 2021, you will join me for a Star Wars Day Describe-a-thon where you and I go in chronological story order and simply tell the story of Star Wars. We can leave out parts that we don't remember. We can backtrack for parts that we forget and then catch up. We can skip parts that we don't feel are an essential part of the story. But we will, my friend, tell the story of Star Wars. Will you pledge this to me today?
I refuse. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm very worried there won't be a vaccine a year from now. I'm terribly
have to
worried.
Give people something. We have to get something. That's why you have to agree, because people need something to look forward to.
George,
these stories are about hope. You have to give people hope.
George, I agree to do something. I do not agree to a Describe-a-thon, but I promise you, a year from now, May the 4th, 2021, if there is no vaccine, we will do something.
Don't you like the idea of the fact that we could do something that feels like technically we legally have the rights to do, which is to just tell the story of what happened in Star Wars? It feels like the one thing that they can't take away from us.
George, I want to remind
tell the story.
I want to remind you.
They're right. Frank O the Third is exactly right. It would be so much shorter than this. I bet we could get it. I bet we could crack it out in 2 hours.
Here's the thing. I think it will be shorter and more difficult. And before you try to guilt trip me about
we can use Wikipedia as a reference. So it would basically just be reading Wikipedia pages and riffing while we read them.
George, we are currently at hour 4 of a 30-hour live stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's not guilt me into feeling like I'm not doing enough because I
do your part.
Refuse to agree to a Describe-a-thon a full year from now.
To quote one of the people, one of the commenters, one of the civilians, maybe it might even. I'm gonna make an assumption here that it might even be one of the frontline first responders who said this.
Boy. Boy.
Agree to it, you piece of shit.
Oh, George, with language like that, I feel like I'm in a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Oh, Jar Jar's in the Senate. Jar Jar's in the Senate.
I forgot he has several dialogue scenes in it. Because at the time, the press was all about like, oh, Jar Jar's barely in it. Jar Jar's got a lot more screen
No,
time.
he's all over this. He's all over
Can't
this.
be choosers.
Are the-
Jar
are
Jar's got a lot of screen.
Hold on. Are the little ETs in this? Are the little
No,
ETs
they're in
in
Phantom
this
Menace.
scene?
They're in Phantom Menace, and we talked over it.
Oh, too bad. I thought they were in this little Senate.
But we were cooking.
I'm
with
sure
gas.
there's some little ETs. There's some little ETs down there. I'm sure of it.
I don't know. Let me throw my glasses back on.
There's some Greedos.
Love
There's some
me.
batteries not included. There's some of the batteries not included, gang. I think there might even be a Mac and Me. I think there might even be a Mac and Me down there.
Masamida, who is this
I think
guy?
Mac Tonight. I think
The
Mac
horn.
Tonight is probably there.
Yeah, Mac Tonight is definitely there. I think the entire Burger King Kids Club is there. Kid Vid, Wheels,
Yeah.
IQ. The one who
Yoda
played
just
flag
called them the
basketball.
cloners.
The cloners.
Yoda just referred to them as the cloners.
Which is actually an
Like-
outdated term. You're not allowed to call them cloners anymore. The PC police
Yeah.
will roll on your ass if you call them cloners. They're called Commonians.
They should have been called Attack of the Cloners.
They should have. Well, no, but then the movie would be canceled. You know, George, I've heard of cancel culture. But this
Yeah.
COVID-19 is taking it to a new level.
Solid joke.
All these movies and concerts getting canceled, I never even could have imagined.
I'll take you one further if you want to do this bit. I think this cancel culture has gone too far. I bought some headphones the other day. It turns out that noise is canceled too.
Oh boy. I'll take this bit even further, okay? Cancel culture has gone so far, they canceled my best friend Jeffrey Epstein in his prison cell while the guards were sleeping.
Cancel culture. Well, I hear the post office is in trouble. I mailed a letter the other day. It turns out my postage was canceled.
Okay, and here's a big one. Cancel culture. I hear that Amazon canceled The Tick prematurely. They only got 2 seasons out. They pitched a 5-season arc, leaving the audience, which was maybe smaller than Amazon expected, but very loyal and passionate, to feel greatly unfulfilled.
I've heard of Killer Bees, but Killer Bezos? It sounds like he killed the Tick.
I don't even. I mean, that's the ultimate Titan. I don't even know what to say in response to that. You're right, George. When you're right, Killer Bezos, and everyone hashtag Killer Bezos and tweet it at Bezos.
Jeff Bezos hated that show so much, he said it gave him Lyme disease.
That's
All
why.
right, now... Okay, now they're in the factory and things are getting crazy.
It has been pointed out by some of our commenters that we are, of course, letting people watch this on Twitch, a service owned by Amazon. Please do not cut our feed.
That company's so big, they have no idea what's going on.
Absolutely not.
Now, what do they make in this factory? They make all kinds of things, but
Droids!
it looks... I know, but it almost looks like they got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and that they're in like a biscuit factory.
Oh, because
they look like little biscuits.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
Some of the things that look like they're making look like baked goods. Like
Yes.
it looks like they're just making like Triscuits or something, you know?
Yes.
Or like thins. And it's worth pointing out every droid in this factory has COVID-19.
It is true. Look, it's one of the ways in which these films were very prescient. You were commenting on unsafe work conditions, unsafe workplace environments, and how they will doom us.
And if you like Woody from Toy Story, you'll love C-3PO in this sequence.
Oh, the hijinks.
Yeah, but those are the Those are Pixar stole Woody's shaken movement. Oh,
Hey,
hello.
if you guys are ready, I got a guest to bring in.
God, I guess.
we
yes,
are ready.
please.
All right, I'm gonna bring him in then.
Okay. Oh my God!
Hello, Tim.
It's
All
not
the
Watto
way
and George
from
Lucas,
New
I can see.
Zealand. Tim Batt from the Worst Idea of All Time podcast. Great poster. Great.
Uh,
I was going to come on a little
Wonderful
bit later.
poster.
I've been watching the stream while I've been doing a little bit of work, but I heard you guys start talking about Epstein, and so I thought I'd better chuck on a blazer and jump on the stream, to be honest.
Totally. Now, he was one of my best friends.
Oh, okay. We've gone the other way with it.
No, he was one of my absolute best friends. And I hesitate to even refer to him in the past tense because part of me thinks he may still be alive. But this is what I know. I was asked to, as a favor, take a quick shift at the penitentiary.
I see.
A little nap.
That was you.
I take a little nap. I wake up. Achi machi. So that's one of the reasons I was so quick to agree to this 30-hour live stream, because I said, yeah, I'm never sleeping again.
That's actually a really smart way to live after something like that's gone down, because now there's a lot of people watching you at all times. There's always a camera rolling. They can't get you very easily unless they were to say, cut the lights briefly. There was some sort of power outage wherever you are.
Yes.
It's the only way I could imagine this going badly for you.
Now,
but
Tim,
now you're
why
in a live stream.
Yes. That's why all penitentiaries, including the privately owned ones, should be mandated to have these kind of Twitch marathons as a check on the system, because that way guards can't go to sleep, because there'll be people in the Twitch stream who are watching it.
Yes.
And that's the kind of checks and balances that we don't have in our prison system currently.
Absolutely.
I think
and it's for a good cause.
The founding
and it's for a good cause.
Yeah, well, hey, how's that going, by the way? How's the fund?
I haven't looked.
Going well, right? Yes.
I looked ages ago and it was going really well, but then I've lost the link now, so I can't see it. There were a couple of people in the comments excited to see me. How does anyone know who I am, for God's sake?
Well, look, you are a very successful comedian and podcaster. Your show, The Worst Idea of All Time, is based around the idea that you and your friend and co-host Guy Montgomery watch the same movie every week for a straight year, right? And you have done this several years. Every year you pick a new movie.
Yeah.
Now
we are watching. Way that Epstein would entertain himself with flights, and he was sort of the original Animal Crossing fanatic in a way, because he bought an island and then did it up to his specifications and likeness.
He was
so he sort of got there before Nintendo.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you have experience, though, I was going to say, with this kind of endurance test film watching.
Yes, indeed. Although nothing like this. I mean, you're 4 hours and 20. 420?
Yo.
Is it exactly 420 in?
Oh my gosh! Here we are.
Hey, it's the East Coast 420 somewhere, baby. Check me out.
Oh boy, time for Max Revo. This guy probably gets high, right? He's a jizz musician.
He's a jizz musician. He's jizz cigarettes.
Don't smoke those.
Jizz cigarettes.
They stink.
Wait, so Tim, what is the longest straight endurance test of watching in this kind of way you've done?
We went to London at the end of last year, and with a British comedian called Glenn Moore, we booked a hotel room just so we could watch Grown Ups 2, Sex and the City 2, We Are Your Friends, Sex and the City 1, all back to back, and then do a live show at the end of that, and it was hellish.
Wow. So that's with 4 movies in a row.
That's only 4. It's not 30 hours. It's a day.
We're doing 14. I will say, I messaged you to ask if you would come on this show, and your response was 30 hours, that's too long.
Yeah. Well, was I wrong?
You were not, but I was hoping I would get some sympathy from like, oh, yes, good. We've done things like this. This is a good thing that you guys are doing. Please continue, carry on.
I'm not going to lie to you, Watto. I love you too much. I wouldn't do that.
I appreciate it.
George, on the other hand, I respect, but I fear. I feel like he's sort of running the show here.
Yes.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
I've seen that in a movie
Not my
somewhere.
words. Those are the words of Jedi Master Yoda.
Oh, dang. I thought it was the Simpsons movie. Hey, let me ask you this, George. Murder Hornets. Have you seen these bastards?
I've heard something about this. What is this?
They're the
Is this like Is this like Angry Birds? I've heard of Angry Birds.
Yeah, it's the new one that they're working on right now, which is they've modified the game slightly because 8-year-olds are edgier than ever before. So now instead of pulling back a pig and launching it at the birds, you take the persona of a murderous pig with dual shanks, and you have to catch the birds off guard and behead them. Like a
wow.
Yeah. But the other, they've been kind of infiltrating the news because I think the makers of Angry Birds have got like a PR campaign going, and murder hornets are invading North America. Previously, I think they were only in Japan, and they go into a bee colony and just wipe them out. It only takes like 3 of these hornets to kill hundreds of bees.
Oh.
Just thought as a movie man, as a monster man, you might want to put that in some films or.
Can we say
what's this guy?
It is that these murder hornets are illegally immigrating into our country and taking jobs away from our hornets?
What you got a lot of spicy opinions, huh?
You know, usually I come out with them right away when we do our live shows. And for this live stream, 30 hours, I was like, let's maybe save the hot takes for the final 2 hours. But apparently, I couldn't hold back for that long. I'm a very problematic person.
I'll say this: I no longer. I'm a retired filmmaker. I'm primarily focusing on my museum, but I'll give this idea to Disney for free. Radioland Murder Hornets. Because Disney has the rights to the Radioland Murders cinematic universe. And it would be. Have you seen Radioland Murders, Tim?
I have not. No.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't know what it is, George. What is it?
It's a comedy. I almost made it as instead of Star Wars, and then instead I made Star Wars, and then in the 90s I produced it, and it's a comedy about a bunch of murders that are happening in a radio station during the golden age of radio.
Now, don't laugh too hard, because then people won't be able to hear the explanation of the story. I know it sounds so funny, but you've got to hold your laughs back for just.
I can barely contain myself over here, George. But please continue and talk over the top of my uproarious laughter, if you could.
Yes, please. Project.
Well, what I'll tell you is this.
Were the murders real?
If you're looking for, Radioland Murders. It's real murders.
Wow.
And it's got many funny people in it. And I'll say this proudly because a lot of the film industry has been hurt by piracy. And I'm proud to say that at least as of a year or so ago, it was one of the only movies that I've ever heard of that you can't find a torrented copy of it anywhere on the internet.
Just due to lack of
despite it being available on disc for many years.
Yes.
No seeds. No one seeding that content.
No one wants to take the time to plant the seeds.
If the industry is willing to pay attention, we have the solution to piracy, and it is to make films like Radioland Murders.
Yeah. They are piracy proof.
Hey, George, I've got this fantastic movie that you made back in the day, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, brackets episode 2.
Yeah. They're in the Coliseum now. They're fighting monsters.
I've never seen this movie in my life. It looks terrible.
Wait a
Like,
second.
Well, it's certainly
don't wanna
terrifying.
be
Look at those
rude.
monsters.
No, sorry.
No, it's not
my
rude.
microphone wasn't
What-
working very well. It looks terrible.
Okay,
Yes,
Tim,
these-
you need to understand
what
this
they are
movie-
going through.
Yes,
What
It-
they are going through is indeed terrible.
It's
You're
hard.
correct.
it's a
The
tragedy.
visuals of what I'm seeing on screen are complete horse shit. The monsters look unbelievable. The scene looks
Yeah,
composited by
thank you.
some drug-addled 16-year-old sitting in an editing suite for too long, probably mirroring the situation you've put yourself in for this 30-hour binge watch. I mean, I don't even like the colors.
Tim,
that
I'm going to
seeing
blow your.
right
I'm
now.
going to. Tim, I'm going to blow your mind. Almost everything you're seeing is digital.
No way.
These are special
No.
effects.
Hey, Tim Morrison. He's one of our guys.
Yes,
Love that guy.
he's Django Fett. The
That's
great
right.
Django Fett.
Boba Fett's dad, Django.
Is he all the stormtroopers, or did I is that wrong?
Well,
No, that's
well,
correct.
They're all
Well,
clones.
some later. He's a lot of them, let's say.
Most stormtroopers, if they take the mask off, he's Tamora Morrison underneath.
That's so cool.
Now, Tim, this is a true fact. You were saying the tragedy of this film is horrible. It hits you so hard.
Yeah.
You're the murder hornets.
tragedy.
You put them in real time. That's amazing. George, you're a
Yeah.
movie magician.
Everything. These movies are warnings. This is
I think
everything.
about
Like
this thing.
basic,
This guy's got
basically,
the right
everything that
idea.
you're seeing on screen is what will happen if you go outside
Absolutely.
in 2020.
Yeah. You got to kill them with fire. So the movie's definitely given us both a heads up on what the problem will be and what the solution needs to be to the murder hornets.
Well, because that's our duty as a storyteller. It's not enough to cite the problem. You have to offer some kind of solution, or else you're just contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
There's no point in creating hysteria. You have to have real answers.
So, for example, if you have a hot sister who happens to be a royal, you should go ahead and hit on her, huh? Problem solution.
Don't go too far. Don't go
Okay.
too far. Keep it. If you're not sure, or if you maybe don't know, don't do too much.
Okay. I understand. That seems reasonable. So you're telling me this shot right here is digital? I can't fathom
Yep.
that.
Well, not only.
This is,
Yeah. Well,
Not
not
only are you-
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
How many Oscars did this win?
too many. They had to give them out
Yeah.
in an untelevised special because there
Was it one
wasn't
of
enough
those
time in the main ceremony.
situations where
Yeah.
you got banned from the Oscars because
Yeah.
otherwise you would just keep winning all of the Oscars all the time?
Well,
Too many wins.
I got an honorary Oscar, which covers everything. So this won that.
George, you're of the understanding that an honorary Oscar covers every category?
Everything. Because otherwise,
Okay.
a regular Oscar, they're very specific. It's for this film. But if they give you an honorary Oscar, it's for everything you ever did.
In perpetuity.
And
Wow.
and so this won an Oscar. What you're looking at right now is
Yeah.
Oscar-winning filmmaking.
Every
I
single
see.
element you're seeing right now won an Oscar, technically.
Right. You can apply it across the board, any
Yeah.
film.
Absolutely.
The Radioland Murders is an Oscar-winning film.
Absolutely, Oscar-winning comedy, and the Academy doesn't often give Oscars to comedies.
Mm.
Uh oh. And
This
look
is
at
like
Dooku
Cats
and
all
look
over
at
again. How
look
big
at-
is this thing?
and look,
I can't get
little-
a sense of the
little
scale.
Boba Fett. It's huge. Little Boba Fett just saw his dad get beheaded, and then George R. Martin does that to Ned Stark. And
Spoiler.
suddenly he's an adult fantasy genius. But you saw it first in Attack of the Clones.
George, can
What
I ask you a
happens when a
personal
child
question?
sees their father beheaded? Absolutely.
How much did Samuel L. Jackson get paid to be in this flick?
Scale. It was like doing a Woody.
Oh, that's
That's
surprising to me.
It's one of the tricky things about George is he always pays actors scale, and he filmed almost exclusively in London or Australia, so he could avoid the Screen Actors Guild and that is
Oh,
true.
wow. You're like Polanski, but for unionists.
Yeah, and almost every animated character is voiced by
But
someone
also no
Yeah,
nasty
going
stuff. No
anywhere.
nasty. I didn't do anything nasty.
nothing nasty. He's a very
There's
he's
a lot of talk about Epstein before. That's just a Watto thing?
That's
That's
just
not a
a
George
That's
thing.
a lot
my
of. That's
personal
not.
life.
I don't go anywhere near that stuff.
That's my personal. life. Got to separate the art from the artist.
No, Sam asked to be in the movie, so he really wanted to be in these movies. And so he said,
I
sure.
don't believe that
He
at all.
begged like a dog.
Nope.
I can
He
entertain a lot of suspended disbelief, but if you, sir, are telling me that Samuel L. Jackson begged to be in Attack of the Clones, I mean, I got to call bullshit where I see it, man.
Hey Tim, do you want to see
Nope,
my impression of Samuel
100%.
Jackson?
Oh, I don't know. Watto, do I? Do I want to be
Here's
on
my
a stream
impression.
that's being recorded?
Here's my impression of Samuel Jackson. Please, can I be in Attack of the Clones? Please, George, please. And that's dead on. That's exactly how he looked and he sounded. My eyelashes. Please, George, let me be in those clones.
It's confusing for me, Watto, because I'm hearing Samuel L. Jackson's voice in my cans. And I'm looking for him on screen. I'm going, where is he? Which window is he and where is he? But it's you doing
Here.
the voice.
If you Google, Tim, if you Google the words Samuel L. Jackson wanted to be in Star Wars, you will get multiple results. And I'm going to give you two of them that take place in different decades entirely. Okay, the first is from the Wikipedia, which is a Star Wars Wikipedia, which I know you, if you're suspect of any kind of wiki, believe me, if you say something wrong on Wikipedia, a nerd will correct it. Okay?
Yeah.
So Jackson was offered the role of Windu after he announced on a radio program that he was a fan of the films. And then you cut to more recently, Samuel L. Jackson wants to reprise his Mace Windu role in another Star Wars.
Now that first bit I can kind of believe, because if you sort of saw your initial trilogy, George, which I don't want to ask you to pick your children or anything, your favorite kid, but you know, I think they've really stood the test of time. If you saw those three films and you were an established actor, you might gravitate towards the franchise. The first ones to be released.
The first ones?
Yeah, A New Hope and
the second, the later ones. You like the later ones?
Yeah, those movies weren't finished when they were. They leaked out a little bit early, and then about 3 years later, they finally.
Those films were released when Disney Plus launched in their final version.
That is the first time they were actually officially released. Up until then, you were essentially seeing test screenings.
Yeah, those were rough cuts up until
what
Disney
Plus. What does Wikipedia
Plus
have to say about Epstein? Have a look
What?
it up. Jeffrey Epstein.
You know,
I thought I was not going to get into it.
I'll tell you, you can fill out the whole Wikipedia entry, but there are things that Wikipedia cannot quite capture. The glint in his eye, the kindness in his smile.
Oh.
The warmth you felt being on Little St. James Island, where I would vacation many, many months.
No, this was a mistake, me bringing it up. And I've got no one to blame but myself. Yeah, I think so.
He was a good and true friend. He was nice to me. He was very nice to me.
Okay.
Now, I mean, Tim, you asked for this bit to come back. I don't know why you're encouraging this bit.
No, listen, it's all on me. I'm copping a look at the movie now.
Yeah.
Oh, Natalie Portman, you love to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of award winners in this series.
This was
what happened to that guy?
Which guy?
The guy playing Anakin. Did he go on? Is he cool?
He was in Shattered Glass. He played disgraced journalist Stephen Glass from the New Republic, who fabricated stories. True life drama. That's
fun. Was that a big film? Was that like a Stars sort of affair?
No, it was a prestige indie with Peter Sarsgaard, various other actors. Oh, Sam Jackson's yelling. That's good.
But he was also he was in.
Am I at the right bit?
I think
I'm
so.
at 159.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I'm a little behind somehow.
Oh boy, you're about to see
You saw
Sam.
him yelling. You see him yelling.
You're like-
The way Sam Jackson yelled in that shot that you just saw. That's how loud he begged me to be in Star Wars.
Wow, so he was screaming at you, huh?
Please, George, please.
Oh, I don't care what anybody says. This looks perfect.
Do you
Look
know
at this fight.
Do you know, Tim, this film came out in 2002. It was shot, I guess, probably around 2000, 2001. We were filming. And George was very adamant about this being the first major film to be shot and finished entirely on digital video. So it means that this film exists in pure, perfect, beautiful 1080p video.
This reminds me of a pretty ambitious filmmaker that we've got around my neck of the woods. So you might have heard of Sir Peter Jackson, famous for taking a child's novel, The Hobbit, and turning it into 3 moderately successful movies. But perhaps his most ambitious stroke of creative hubris was filming The Hobbit in 3D at 48 frames a second. And it was a big gamble, and people fucking hated it.
Yeah. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Yeah. All he did was he weeded out the Sith from the Jedi. It was a test. He said, here are 48 frames. And the people who went, oh, go, I don't like this. He went, you're a Sith. Move over there. Go sit in the fucking corner. And the people were like, I love this. This is great. And he was like, thank you, Sam Jackson. You are a Jedi. Go sit in the Jedi corner.
I have a lot of admiration for the Lord of the Rings prequels.
Do you? That makes sense, actually. You've got similar oeuvres, you and Pete.
He made a Tintin movie with my buddy Steve.
Oh, Mr. Spielberg.
Stevie Spielberg, you know him?
Yeah, he's my friend. I call him Steve. I don't call him Mr. Spielberg.
No one in New Zealand is allowed to say his first name, but he's visited here a couple of times, I think. Not allowed to look him in the eye, not allowed to say his first name. But Mr. Spielberg makes himself known around town, that's for sure. You know when he gets in. He's got a big boat.
Look how fast Dooku flies. You can't film that practically. That's the only thing. That's the kind of thing we couldn't do when we were shooting these things with practical effects.
I kind of like this, the time distillation of you being 10 seconds ahead of me, because it's like you can give me a heads up for stuff to look for, and then I get to respond to that and keep an eye out.
You saw how fast Dooku was going, right?
Have you seen
so
it yet?
fast?
Yeah.
He's really fast.
Everyone said before this film, you cannot cast an 83-year-old actor to be your main villain. He does not move well enough. He will not be intimidating in a fight. And George said, don't worry, I got some computers. I can make it work. The guy will move fast.
Right. I'll make him move fast using digital effects.
Is this a Death Star? Is that what I'm looking at? Falling through the sky?
No,
no one's made a Death Star yet. It's just a big kind of egg-shaped ship.
Just
they're trying to pop it. They're trying to pop it with their laser beams.
I don't know if you guys
on it.
All about
paying enough attention to the comments, so I might just jump in as your moderator.
Oh, it's time for the detours tweet.
Oh, time for the detours tweet. All right, everyone tweet at Disney Plus, telling them to release all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours, the animated Star Wars comedy show that I executive produced not so long ago, but it has been languishing in the Disney vault. Disney could release these episodes with the push of a button. And
what's the hashtag?
Hashtag may detours be with you. Because really, to not release one of the most ambitious Star Wars projects ever helmed by George Lucas is an act of cultural erasure. Now, when I do it, and I'm an artist, when I change the films so that they can achieve their final version, then I have the National Film Registry and the Library of Congress telling me, no, we want your rough cut from 1977. We don't want your final 2019 cut of your film.
Right.
But when Disney buries detours in the vault,
Inexcusable.
no one says a word. And it's over 10 hours worth of new, unseen Star Wars content that's very silly, very goofy fun, a goofy fun time, perfect for people who can't leave the house
Yes.
without catching a disease.
And just to make this clear to you, Tim, George Lucas, the real George Lucas, who we are streaming with right now, self-produced 39 episodes of an entirely animated series that was What If Star Wars but funny. It was fully cast, recorded, animated, mixed, edited, all of it. When Disney came and stole Star Wars away from George Lucas and paid him only $6 billion, he said, here's a full series ready to go, release it. And they have still not released it to this day.
That is insane to me. George, why do you keep trying to cram comedy into all these unlikely vehicles for it, like murders and Star Wars?
Well, I mean, if we're going to get into the weeds on comedy, almost every film I've ever done has some element of comedy in it, because comedy is a crucial part of life. And you see in drama, you'll see the symbols of the comedy and tragedy masks, and they're always connected. You see them together. And there's comedy and tragedy, and there's tragedy and comedy. You can't name a single film of mine that doesn't have some element of humor, of whimsy, and sometimes comedy. There's an element of comedy that has to do with surprise. And what's more surprising than a radio station where people are being murdered? That's not. I had Ira Glass on. I had Ira Glass on my show recently, and I asked him a few years ago, and I asked him, in all his years of working in public radio, if there had ever been a murder, and he said not that he was aware of. And I said, well, that's where the comedy is, because it's unlikely.
Right. There's sort of an absurd aspect to trying to imagine what would happen at Chicago Access Radio, public radio.
Oh, you're looking up the details of the film?
You better believe I'm looking up Star Wars detours. You have to forgive me. In New Zealand, we're very untrusting people, but they got so far as to release a logo to the public, which is on this page.
There's a trailer
like the
that you can watch.
Logo. You serious?
There's a trailer you can watch. You can see several minutes of the completed footage. Lots of jokes.
Why in God's name have I got Attack of the Clones on when I could be watching that?
Well, because they haven't released the episodes yet.
And because you need to wait until the end of our 30-plus hour marathon to watch that trailer. That'll be your treat for watching the entire marathon.
Fair enough. I'll take it off.
Now, right now, Dooku is fighting with Anakin, and Obi-Wan is down on the ground. Oh, no. He's cut off Anakin's arm.
Oh, no. One arm gone.
Now it's like you're spoiling everything, but just 10 seconds in advance for me. What a way to watch a film.
I'm just preparing you. But now look who it is.
Oh, no.
It's a big surprise. Now the shadow is very tall. Who's this tall?
Well,
drink
don't
of water.
tell him yet. Let him find out on his own time, because this surprise is going to knock his goddamn socks.
You won't believe it. They're asking if next Star Wars Day, if they've released Detours, will we do a 10-hour marathon? We won't wait until next Star Wars Day. If they release Detours, we will do a marathon within a week of its release.
Now,
and that's a promise.
Tim is laughing. Tim, what are you seeing on screen?
What are you seeing, Tim? What did you see?
I'm seeing a big metal cylinder being thrown around, and it looked like a dildo. Okay, I said it. I'm sorry.
But who is throwing it around?
Yoda, well, some sort of bastardization of Yoda. I mean, Yoda's a very believable puppet, but this thing is.
Yeah, you believe he's a puppet. You believe he's a puppet, exactly. But when he's not a puppet, what is he? He's just Yoda. He's just billions of ones and zeros that makes the one true Yoda.
He is the one true Yoda.
He's fighting with.
Oh my God!
Dooku,
this lightning effect is terrible.
Those are dark side. Those are dark side energy bolts, and that's what.
Is this some I feel like you got the lightning effect from a stock package from Adobe because you didn't pay for the premium content.
I don't take from Adobe. Adobe takes from me. I make the lightning. Adobe just follows, and Adobe can eat my dust. Now look at Yoda.
Worked up. I've heard you getting this whole stream, George. What are you got against Adobe? I'm just saying, when it comes to digital effects, I borrow from no one. I see.
I'm the trendsetter. I'm the trailblazer. Look at that Yoda jumping around.
Hey, this is pretty fun. This is a fun scene.
Right? This is good. This won Best Fight at the MTV Movie Awards.
Right.
MTV Music Awards. MTV Movie Awards. Now who's cool and hip? Me, George Lucas. Looks like all the rock and rollers came out to movie night to give Best Fight to Attack of the Clones because we were the coolest fight that any movie had in a movie that year.
Hey, I have a rhetorical question for the two of you.
All right.
Here's my rhetorical question.
Okay.
Who the man? A Yoda man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
And that was an actual
Watto.
tagline.
No,
Holy shit, man.
An actual tagline.
Now, in this case, my retweet is an endorsement.
Thank you.
And now
You're into this,
Count Dooku gets away.
So fast.
Because it's very important. The thing is, here's the thing. Some people might ask me, why not? It's the one time we ever see Yoda fight, and he's fighting Count Dooku. Why not let Yoda win the fight with Count Dooku? And there's a very important reason. And it's because I needed Count Dooku to remain around so that I could kill him off immediately at the beginning of the next movie. It was crucial that his character survive so that I could kill him in the next movie when it would be less satisfying than seeing Yoda kill him as the one and only time in one of these movies where we would see Yoda fight somebody.
Someone has mentioned in the comments, George, that is a huge spoiler to be throwing up in a Star Wars marathon. Some people are going to be watching these films for the first time. Like me.
Most people have been waiting for this moment to watch all of these films.
Yeah.
They've been holding off for years.
I don't give... I'm not going to give spoiler alerts because I'm a storyteller and these are my stories. Not legally, but I told them. And this whole trilogy is just a spoiler for the second Star Wars movie that we started making.
Hey, you know what this looks like? This shot here, which was 20 seconds ago for you guys now. It looks like Rupture Farms at the start of Abe's Odyssey, the Oddworld, the first game on PlayStation 1. Now, you want to talk storytelling. That was a great game. Is this set on Oddworld?
No.
Oh.
No. And here's Darth Sidious. Who is this guy? He's awfully mysterious.
So bad, but he's such a mystery. So bad.
He's an enigma. We don't know who he is.
We don't know.
Why does he wear that weird, funny robe? And here we are. This is...
It's Oddworld.
No. This is...
Maybe I'm the Phantom Menace after all.
How Dooku has joined... And look at Yoda in that seat all by himself.
I haven't seen it yet, George.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler. Yoda's going to be in a seat all by
God
himself.
damn it. Well, now what's the point of watching the picture? Oh, there he is.
And they're talking about how... And it's interesting because look at this social distancing. Obi-Wan is standing too close to Mace Windu, but they are both standing an appropriate distance away from Yoda.
That's because Yoda's like 1 million years old, so he's probably more susceptible to corona, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I would say that Dooku, and that's a fun game to play for the rest of these movies, is we'll talk about who theoretically is more susceptible. Yoda and Dooku are more susceptible than Obi-Wan or Mace Windu.
Do you think that Yoda's got any comorbidities, perhaps diabetes, some sort of respiratory illness associated with old age?
I think he's probably a diabetic. Yeah. I think he likes
Yoda's
sweet. I think he likes sweet treats.
Yeah. Type 2.
Oh. I mean, we are gearing up. We've only got 8 minutes left in this movie. Jimmy Smits back again, ready for more. Can't get enough of Jimmy Smits.
In the Star Wars universe, there's a lot of talk in the Senate about the economies and the politics of what's going on. Did they get into health insurance a lot in the Star Wars universe?
I'm pretty sure that
There's
Medicare
no room
for
in the
all.
budget.
Yeah, no, I think they have Medicare for all on Coruscant.
Really?
Where's Yoda from?
Yeah.
Is he covered? Has Yoda got coverage?
Yeah, he's got coverage.
That's great.
And look at
Man,
this.
it's a relief.
Look at this wedding of the year. It's the wedding of the year. He's got a robot hand now. And spoiler alert, he'll do that to his son. He'll cut off his son's hand.
I mean, ultimately, this film is a love story.
Oh, it is romantic. Look at this wedding. C-3PO and R2 are there to witness it. And look at, he is getting her pregnant with that kiss right now. That's how he gets her pregnant, is with that smooch. With that smooch. Look at that kiss. That's
George,
romantic.
What's your understanding of human procreation? This is just a fun thing I like to...
Whoever said any of these people were humans? This happened a long time ago, far, far away.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember whether I ever called any of these characters human. You remember, Watto? Shout out to Jonathan Hales, who helped me write the screenplay for this one. I couldn't do it all on my own because I had to write. He wrote all the love scenes. Like, he wrote that scene where they have that fruit dinner. And I said, Jonathan, I'm reading these pages and my fingers are on fire with how romantic this scene is where they have fruit together in a romantic dinner. I said, Jonathan, what is this steamy scene you've written? And he says, that's for the Star Wars script. And I said, Jonathan, you devil. This is something out of a Harlequin romance novel. I'm blushing reading these pages. I broke into a cold sweat, hot sweat. And then I said, we got to film this. Let's pull down the green screens. Let's film this right now.
You got to get that fruit content while you got your juices flowing, George.
Oh,
I imagine you're the kind of director who is quite sort of visceral in the moment.
Oh. You know what I always say?
I can't read that.
You can. You can, Tim.
I've got a tiny window of this. Hold it still. Hold on. Faster and intense.
More intense. Faster and more intense.
I'm sorry.
And that's when I said, when they had the first take we did of that fruit dinner, they were kind of eating it slow. They were eating the fruit slow. And on take 2, I said, I want you to eat that fruit a little faster and more intensely. And they did it. And I said, we got it on take 2, guys. That's a wrap on all that fruit.
This is...
Speed it up.
Let's get that fruit going. Let's get messy.
Just means more intense.
Faster and more intense. Hey,
now, do you guys
Disney Plus is telling me that I may also like Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, and then in parentheses, Episode 3. Now, I called it Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. They choose to title the movie as if the episode number isn't part of the title, but is like a secret, an afterthought that is whispered after the title. I always thought I called it Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, but Disney Plus calls it Star Wars Revenge of the Sith Episode 3, as if they're ashamed of the episodic nature of the saga. It's a very different experience.
Yes.
It'd be like if you were going to introduce, a partner or a relative, and you buried what they were as a thing where it's like, here, I'd like you to meet Lauren. She's a person. She's my wife. You'd say, like, that's no way to introduce me.
It's exactly the same as what Disney Plus has done with reordering the title of the
Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. proudly, as opposed to Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3. Disney.
When you introduce Lauren to people, do you feel like you have to make it explicit that she's a human at parties?
Oh no, my wife is Melody Hobson. I was creating a fictional character as an example.
Oh my God, you're just such a master of imagination. It's hard to keep up.
That's the problem. Is when you're a storyteller, you can't help but tell stories.
You cannot stop.
Just like if you're a scoundrel, you can't help being a scoundrel, like Han Solo, who we haven't even met. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. We haven't met Han Solo yet. We're going to meet him. We're going to meet Han Solo in his very first film appearance in the film Solo, a Star Wars story.
The way everyone should meet him.
That's how you meet him. Someone worked on this film whose name is what? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's not movie related. I'm worried about Watto.
Okay.
He's
What's going on?
5 hours in, he looks sleepy to me. 5 hours out of 30. I mean, I'm worried about you, bud.
I've never felt more alive in my life.
Really?
I wouldn't say it's sleep. It's more like I'm slowly getting overcome with the sense of the end being nowhere in sight. About, like, I want to be asleep, and more like I just cannot even imagine what I'm going to feel like 5 hours from now, let alone 10, let alone 15,
okay,
let alone 20, let alone 25.
Well,
this is a familiar feeling. This is that.
You get it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I will admit, as much as I'm really having fun, that the time is flying watching these films, because even though these films are very long, they go by in a flash. And yet I look at the clock and it says it's about to be 5 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
And a day from now, we will still be doing this.
We'll still be doing
a full day from now, we will still be watching the rise of Skywalker a day from now.
Yes. Yes.
That is terrifying. George, were you just mainlining a carton of milk before? Because that's not the awake juice, man. That's sleepy syndrome.
Sleepy time
No,
drink.
it's chocolate milk, so it's got sugar in it to help give me energy.
Oh my God.
All right, we're at the end of the credits. That's a fond farewell to Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Do I need to leave? Do I need to make myself scarce? I
No,
can't
not at
imagine you
all.
have anyone else at 5 a.m.
We don't
Eastern time.
We don't have anyone I think our next guest shows up hours from now.
I'm feeling increasingly obligated to stick around.
No, you absolutely should.
You.
Now, here's the thing. If you experience any condition that detracted from the theatrical presentation of this film, please call 1-800-PHONE-THX. Now, this is a fun little tradition that we started at the end of episode 1. We're going to take this opportunity. Let's try and wake up Patrick. Patrick, wake up.
Our producer is sleeping. He's taking a nap. Patrick,
please wake up. Patrick, please wake up.
Patrick, let me in.
Patrick, please wake up.
Patrick. This is unbelievable.
Patrick.
We're gonna have to fire him. We're gonna have to fire him from this unpaid job.
I'm looking to see. Now that we're supposed to be starting Revenge of the Sith right now.
Oh boy.
You don't want to add time to the clock as well. I mean, you guys have already got 30 hours committed. Adding time.
We could probably start it right away. I mean, here's the concept. 1, we don't want to add time. We want to start the movie. 2, Patrick is still asleep. 3, oh God, do I need to pee right now? And I'm trying to prioritize those 3 concerns.